Hey guys, Alex here. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make fuck you money with an online education business. If you're new here, I've made over $500,000 helping coaches and consultants scale their info businesses. So I want to show you how you can do the same. Now, what does it mean to make fuck you money? So fuck you money, I think is pretty vague. It can mean anything. Is it 10K? Is it 100K? Is it a million? Is it $10 million? I think it's pretty subjective, but what making fuck you money means to me is when you can freely say no to stuff without it costing you anything. So you don't have to trade your time if you don't want to. You don't have to compromise if you don't want to. And if someone asks you if to do something and you can just say no. Fuck you. That's basically what making fuck you money means to me. It's not a specific number, and to you, it might be making 10K a month. So you can finally say fuck you to your boss and leave your 9 to 5. For others, it might be more than that. It's subjective. So whatever your number is, I want to help you get there. And I want you to be able to say fuck you to whoever you want. And when you get to the level, I think it's peak life at that level because it's one of the best feelings in the world. And how do you make fuck you money? So there are many ways you can achieve that, and there are many business models that you could start, and all of them could potentially get you there. Drop shipping, trading, high ticket sales, whatever. All these business models could potentially help you get to that fuck you money level. But I think there is one in particular that's better than all of them. And not because it's special or anything, but because it has something that most of the other business models don't have, which is leverage. And obviously, you know which one I'm talking about because it's in the title of the video and I've said it in the intro. And I'm talking about an online education business. So basically, an online educational business is a business where you teach or coach people to solve a specific problem that they have. So whether it's to make more money, get in better shape, or get over an addiction like alcohol, porn, or whatever, there's a course for everything online. You can help people go through a transformation. Now, why do I think this is the best business model to start in 2026? And it's for a few reasons. First of all, the creator economy is growing like crazy, meaning that if you're a creator and you haven't monetized your audience, you have an unprecedented opportunity right now. Just to make you understand how big the opportunity is, let me share some numbers. So basically, the creator economy is worth roughly $310 billion in 2026 and is projected to surpass $1.3 trillion by 2033. And that was trillion with a fucking T. And if that doesn't tell you that this is the best time to start, I don't know what else will. But there's also another reason why I think this is the best business model to start in 2026, and it's because there isn't another business model that gives you as much leverage as this one. Now, there are two ways that you can take advantage of this growing creator economy. And the first is that you make a course yourself and you start coaching people. And the second, and it's for the people who don't want to be on camera, for example, is helping other creators scale their own businesses. So basically, by being a growth operator. And you can work with the creator behind the scenes, take charge of all the backend and marketing operations, and get a percentage of the revenue you help generate. And it's a great business model because you don't need to sign a lot of clients to make 20 to 30K a month, because you can just sign a couple of clients, help them scale, and get a percentage of the revenue. Now, as I said in a lot of my other videos, growth operating is not a beginner friendly business model. You need to have some skills. You need to understand copywriting, sales, if you want to actually be able to help creators scale their offers. But I think with AI, you can learn it much faster. And I've made in-depth courses on how to become a growth operator. They're on my channel. You can go watch them if you want. But this video is more for creators who want to start an online education business. So let me tell you, starting an online education business is not just about selling a course. And I know course sellers get a bad rap these days, and I get it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers out there. And as I mentioned before, the whole model of just selling a course and with a bunch of videos and doesn't really work anymore. And the formula to sell a course successfully is having the modules, the videos or whatever, but also having the implementation. But because people don't pay for information anymore, because information is everywhere and it's commoditized. People can get information anywhere, anytime. They have access to information. They can go to ChatGPT and it will tell them everything they need to know. But what AI can't really do is coach people on their specific situation. And that's because AI doesn't have the context to understand your specific situation. And even if you explain the context to AI, it still hasn't lived that experience. So it can't really understand the nuances of certain things. And if you're looking for a mentor or coach, you're looking for someone who went through the exact situation you're going through right now. And you want to work with someone who has lived certain situation, and that's just something AI will never be able to replicate, real human experiences. And plus, even though AI models are super advanced these days, they still make fucking mistakes all the fucking time. Like you can't just trust these machines for everything. You're always gonna need a human touch. You're always gonna need a human behind it. So if you thought that starting an info education, coaching business in 2026 was pointless because of AI, well, you're wrong because people still need human coaches. Now, another thing that you need to understand about selling courses is that you're not just selling a course, you're selling a transformation, you're selling a solution. Nobody buys a course just because they feel like buying a course. People have problems and they look for solutions. And your course is basically the vehicle that helps people achieve the transformation that they want so they can, solve the problems that they have right now. And this is important to understand because it changes how you build the course, how you talk about it, and how you sell it. And as I said, if you build a course around information, it's not going to do well because information is commoditized. But if you build it around the outcome that you help people achieve, that's when you have something that you can scale to 100K a month or $1 million a month. And once you understand that you're selling a transformation and not a course, everything about how you build and position your offer changes. So understanding this will help you come up with a good offer. But having the right offer is only half the equation because the other half is getting enough people to see your offer consistently. And this is the hardest part. And a lot of coaches make the mistake of focusing on the wrong problem. They focus so much on conversion when they should really be focusing on lead flow. And I don't care how good your conversion rate is, if you're not getting enough leads, you're never gonna scale. And that's why you can have people with a worse offer than yours, with a lower conversion rate, still make more money than you just because they have more leads. They put the offer in front of more people. So there are mainly three ways to get your offer in front of more people. And the first is you make content, the second is you run ads, and the third you do outreach. And there are two types of outreach that you can do. There's cold outreach and warm outreach. And cold outreach means that you're messaging a complete stranger. And when you get those calls from people trying to sell you something, that's cold outreach. And then there is warm outreach, which is different because you're not reaching out to a complete stranger, but you're getting in touch with people who have already shown interest in your stuff. But to be able to do that, you need to post content. And this brings me to my next point, which is you need to make content. If you don't have the money to run ads, content is your best bet. And even if you do have the money to spend on ads, I think you should start with organic content because paid ads are just a completely different game and you need a whole set of different skills if you want to do paid ads correctly. And you're going to burn a lot of money before you start being profitable with paid ads. So unless you have a pretty good budget, at least, I don't know, $1,000 a month to spend on paid ads without, just burn that money without expecting nothing in return, then I just wouldn't do it for now. And the best thing that you can do is to validate your offer with organic content first and then scale with ads. This is the most logical path. And now, the only problem with content is that it takes time, unfortunately. And it's more of a long term strategy. So don't expect to see great results from content in less than 6 to 12 months because it takes time to compound. And the people you close this week started following you maybe 2 to 4 weeks ago, and the views you get today are the leads you will have the next month. So it's, you have to be patient with it. You have to stay consistent, but it will pay off if you stay consistent. If you stay consistent. Now, in the meantime, the only thing you can do is outreach. And one thing to keep in mind is that cold outreach only really works if you're B2B. If you're B2C, cold outreach is extremely hard. And the best thing you can do is find communities where your ICP hangs out and start building authority in those communities and making a few value posts and start conversations with people. Now, so now you know how to solve the first problem, which is lead flow. So you're getting leads consistently. Now you can start thinking about the conversion mechanism and improve your conversion systems. And there are many things that you can do. And if you need help with systems, offers, automation, and all that stuff, there's a link in the description and you can work directly with me and I'll help you scale your offer to 100K a month, 200K a month, whatever. But let me explain to you the most important funnel that you will probably use at first, which is the book a call funnel. And I've made a video where I go more in depth on this and you can go watch it later. But for now, I just cover the basics. So the way the call funnel works is this. You have a landing page with your offer on top, then the VSL, and below a link to book a call with one of your, reps or with you. And so you get people from your content or, to the landing page. And once they're on the landing page, they watch the VSL. And if they're interested, they book a call. It's pretty simple. Now, as I said, there are many things that I could talk about, things like email flows, opt-ins, show-up rates, close rate, automation systems, etc., etc. And I've covered many of these topics on my channel. And I'm working on a big free course that covers everything from A to Z about starting and scaling an online education, coaching, consulting business. And if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But I'm not going to cover everything in this video because it would be too long. And I just want you to understand the basics of how you can make fuck you money with selling a course online with an online education business. And the basics are this. You have an offer that solves a problem. You start making content, doing outreach to get leads into your funnel, and you convert those leads with a funnel, which in most cases is going to be a book call funnel, the most used funnel. So that's how you build an online education business that can actually get you to making fuck you money. And I know it sounds simple when put it like this, and the truth is the model is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. You have to put in the work and you have to stay consistent long enough for the content to compound and build the systems that converts the leads you generate into actual clients. But if you stay consistent, it's very, very, very doable. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.